Yo, what's up mga parekoy? So yes, this is it. This is midterms. So magkakaroon po tayo ng review sa ating mga naging lessons for pre-calculus, most especially in trigonometry. So ito po yung coverage ng exam. Right triangles, basically kasama dito yung SOHCAHTOA, solving worded problems, yung mga 30-60, 45-45, and so on. Next, oblique triangles, dito natin magagamit yung law of sine and law of cosines. Trigonometric equations, next, proving trigonometric identities. Dito na pupasok yung ang daming identities natin. Sum indifference, reciprocal, half angle, double angle, etc. and so on. Next, cone, cylinder, pyramid, sphere, and plane area. As much as I would like to include po sa review na to yung content nito, we weren't able to touch this in our lesson. So, baka may mga di po ako madiscuss rin sa inyo, it would, baka magulo rin po. So, I would focus more sa apat na to. So, I would have problems here and itatry natin yung isolve with some detailed explanations. Alright, so let's go. So, first example here. To measure the height of a building, a surveyor sets up his transit. So, yun po yung kung nakikita niyo yung mga naka-reflector na may hawak na parang may telescope, yun po yun. So, nag-sinet up po nila doon sa distance na 112.2 feet from the building. So, ibig sabihin, kunwari, meron tayong building dito. Let's draw that first. Siguro, ang ganda ng building ko. Okay, so may bintana yan. May bintana. Siyempre, may door. Tsaka doorknob para mabuksan. Alright, so, he finds, nandito daw yung, so, meron daw itong telescope. Yan. Telescope. Kunwari, telescope yan. He finds the angle of elevation from the top of the building to be 48 degrees 17 minutes. Angle of elevation is this. This is the top of the building. So, let's draw a imaginary horizontal line here. Ang angle daw dyan, since it's angle of elevation, that's 48 degrees 17 minutes. If the telescope of the transit is 5 feet above the base of the building, so this is the base of the building, guys. This is the base of the building. Kunwari straight yan, ha? This is 5 feet. Alright, so everything is measured in feet. Now, we forgot this. Okay, the distance of 112.2. So, this, from this transit, transit ba tawag daw? Oh yeah, transit. That's 112.2. Okay, so meron tayong terminal ends. Wow. Yon. So, from that, ang sinosolve daw natin, how high is the building? Ibig sabihin, excuse me, we are solving for this. Alam natin na from 5 feet above the base, this is 5 feet. That's 5 feet. Ngayon, yung isolve na lang natin is ito. Let's solve for x. Pero yung buong hinahanap is yung buong ito. Okay? So, to solve for that, it's basically using the concept of SOHCAHTOA. Because it's a right triangle, diba guys? So, from dito, meron akong angle tsaka side, adjacent side to be exact. So, yung hinahanap ko ngayon is the value of x, which is the opposite side. So, since kinahanap ko yung meron akong opposite tsaka adjacent, I will use the trig function which is tangent. Because tangent theta, guys, is equal yan sa opposite over adjacent TOA. Okay. So, tangent theta, ang theta natin is 48 degrees 17 minutes is equal to sa opposite. Opposite is the x. Yun po yung hinahanap natin. And adjacent side is 112.2. 112.2. So, evaluating that, transpose natin to sa kabila. So, that would be equal to tangent 48 degrees 17 minutes times 112.2. So, let's solve for the value of x. So, let's get up until 2 decimal places. So, guys, the value of x is equals to 125.85679. So, I will round that off into 2 decimal places. My final answer will be 125.86 is equals to x. Guys, take note, hindi pa yan yung hinahanap natin. Kasi meron pa tayong 5. So, to get the whole value of the building, we will add 5 here. So, our final answer, guys, is 130.86. Don't forget the unit, feet. Alright? So, this is our final answer. Okay? Next problem. Next problem, sabi dito, from a top of a hill, so meron tayong hill, hindi yan si Enrique, hill yan. So, ibig sabihin, meron tayong hill. Ano ba yan? Mountain mo yan? Siguro mountain. Yan. Hill yan. Siguro hill. the angle of depression from two successive milestones on our level road. So, meron tayong road dito, level road. Two successive milestones, ibig sabihin may dalawang points para may dalawang stones. May dalawang stones tayo dyan. Tapos, sabi niya, milestones. Ibig sabihin, sa pagitnaan ng dalawang stones is 1 mile. So, ang measurement nito is 1 mile. Okay. Nag-measure daw siya ng angle of depression sa dalawang to. So, ibig sabihin, pag angle of depression, yung nag-measure dito sa taas. So, from that, dito raw, hanggang doon. Tapos, yung isa, dito. Okay, let's use another color for this para ma-emphasize natin. Dito, hanggang doon. Alright. Sabi dito, yung dalawang angles of depression are 5 and 15. Ibig sabihin, yung 5 is yung mas malayo kasi mas maiksi, mas narrow. Ibig sabihin ito, this is 5 degrees because we have an imaginary horizontal line there, 5 degrees. And 15 degrees is itong another line, angle of depression. So, this is 15 degrees. Alright. Ngayon, ang tinatanong niya, find the height of the hill. Height of the hill is the vertical line na ito. Okay. So, ngayon, kung mapapansin nyo, naka-form na tayo ng right triangle tsaka oblique triangle. So, now, I can put in values of angles. Since this is 5 degrees, guys, tapos ito 15 minus 5, I know that this angle is 10 degrees. Alright? 10 degrees yan. Okay, let's write that out here without the hill para mas ma-visualize po ninyo. Meron tayong ganyan. Alright, perfect. Alright, so, ito, I know that this is 10 degrees, guys. Now, if I will draw here an imaginary parang fold ko rin tong triangle na to para makagawa ko ng rectangle, I know that this is 5 degrees, diba? Kasi yung buong to is 15. Ibig sabihin, kapag ito, 15 degrees, if this is 15 degrees, dito rin is 15 degrees. Kasi partner sila. Now, from this, masusolve ko na ngayon kung ano naman yung angle na to. Because this is 180. 180 minus 15 is equals to 165 degrees. Now, nang na-solve ko yan, pwede ikaw na rin ma-solve to. Kasi this is also another triangle. So, the value of this is 165 plus 10, that's 175. Minus 180, ibig sabihin this is 5 degrees. Okay. So, I know that the value of this is 1. Diba? Okay, so the value of this is 1. So, what I need to do now, what will I do now next, is hanapin ko yung value ng hypotenuse natin. Okay, guys, so there are a lot of ways to solve this problem, but for me, I would do this way, alright? So, hindi lang po ito yung only way. So, what will I do? I will find first the hypotenuse, and I will use law of sine because I have a ratio of this side and this angle. So, I have also this angle with this side. I have 1. This is that side. Tapos, yung angle niya is 10 degrees. 1 sine 10 is equal to this angle. So, I will name that x over sine 165. 165. So, transpose ko doon. That's sine 165 times 1 is the same over sine 10 degrees equals x. So, evaluating that, that's approximately x is 1.5. Yeah, 1.5. This is 1.5. Now, since I have this value, I can now solve for the hypotenuse using SOHCAHTOA, diba? So, I will use sine theta. Bakit sine theta? Because I'm finding for the opposite. I am referring for this angle here, right? Okay? So, sine theta is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. We know that our theta is 5 degrees. That's sine 5 degrees, opposite niyan, yan yung hinahanap natin. Let's name that O. And hypotenuse natin is 1.5. So, let's solve for that. Transpose natin yung 1.5 sa kabila. That's sine 5 degrees times 1.5. That would be the value of the opposite or the height of the hill. So, doing that, that would be equal to... So, the value of the opposite side is 0.13. For our final answer, that's 0.13 miles. Ibig sabihin, yung height po na to, that's 0.13 degrees. Alright, next problem. Okay, so for this problem, sabi dito, the two legs of a triangle are 300 and 150 meters each. So we have a triangle. So these are not on scale. So for representation lang siya. So meron tayong ito. This is 300. Ito rin daw is 150. The angle opposite the 150 meter side is 26. So opposite of this side is this. Alright, so this is, sabi niya, 26, no? 26 degrees. What is the third side? It is asking for this side. So basically guys, I can solve for this using law of sines. Kasi I have a ratio. That's this is the case side angle. Yeah, I have a ratio of this angle in a side, and I can solve for this side. So let's do that. So I would use sine 26. Yung side that is 150 over side 26, which is equals to, I will solve first for this angle. So that would be equal to 300 over sine, let's name that sine x. So let's cross multiply. So that would be equal to sine x is equals to 300 over 150. This is sine 26. So the value of the sine x would be arc sine negative 1 of 300. By the way, I can evaluate this. 300 divided by 150 is 2 sine 26 degrees. Using our calculator, that would be shift sine 2 sine 26 is equal to 61.25. So 61.25 degrees. That's the value of this angle. So this is 61.25 degrees. Now, I can now solve for the value of this angle. So that would be equal to solve for this, the value of this angle, let's name this y. Maybe y, yeah. So y would be equal to 180 minus 26 plus 61.25. 2.75. This is 92.75. Ibig sabihin, with that data, I can now solve for another value here using the law of sines again. So, para mas accurate yung sagot natin, I would use the ratio of the givens, which is equal to 150 over sine 26. This is equal to y, yun yung hinahanap natin na side, y over sine y, which is equals to sine 92.75. So I'll put that to the other side. So that would be equal to sine 92.75 times 150, I forgot that, over sine 26. That would be equal to the value of y. So solving that, y is equal to 341.78. So this, guys, is the third side. This is the value, which is 341.78. Don't forget the unit, that's meter. So this is our final answer. So to check that, dapat yung value ng highest angle mo should be opposite the highest side. So is that correct? What's our highest angle? Our biggest angle is 92.75. Tama. It is opposite the longest side, which is this also. So this is the longest with the 3. Problem number 4. Given the three sides of a triangle, 2, 3, 4, what is the angle in radians opposite the side with length 3? So again, I will draw here a triangle. Hindi siya in good scale. Just to represent, this is 2, 3, 4. What is the angle in radians opposite the side with the length 3? Okay, so it is asking for this angle. So to do that, we use law of cosines. This is the case SSS, or the side, which is given. So to do that, I will name first these angles. This would become A. So this is A. This is, I will name this B, this C. Alright. So law of cosine, A squared. Since A yung hinahanap natin, angle A, so A squared to is equals to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine of A. I'm finding for the angle A. So, bago ako mag-substitute ng values, mas inuuna ko na i-manipulate yung formula kasi kapag nakapag-substitute ka na ng mga datas, mas magugulo yung lilipat-lipat mo. So, I will substitute this so that I can find for the value of angle A. Transpose ko to sa kabila para maging positive. So, that's 2BC cosine A is A squared transpose ko sa kabila. That would be B squared plus C squared minus A squared. 2BC, lagay ko sa denominator ng kabila. So, that would be cosine A is equals to B squared plus C squared minus A squared over 2BC. Now, I'm finding for the angle A. So, para ma-eliminate ko yung cosine, I would make this arc cosine. So, that would be cosine negative 1 of B squared plus C squared minus A squared over 2BC. Yan. So, what I need to do is just to substitute values. So, inverse or the arc cosine. So, that's B squared is equals to 4. 4 squared plus C squared, that's 2. 2 squared minus A squared is 3 squared over 2 times B. B is 4 times C is 2. Alright. So, get 46.57 approximately. 46.57. So, the value of this A is equals to 46.57 degrees. Okay, guys, so 46.57 is not yet our final answer because sabi dito, what is the angle in radians? So, convert natin tong degrees sa radians. That would be equal to 46.57 multiplied to pi over 180. Multiplying that, kasi ito nasa degrees to, degrees para mag-cancel yung degrees. Yan, so para maging radians siya. So, doing that, that would be equal to 4657 over 1,000, 18,000 pi. Alright, next problem. Sabi dito guys, a parcel of land has sides measuring 175, 234, 295, 415. So from this alone, ma-point out mo that it is a quadrilateral. Basta apat yung side, ganun. So quadrilateral. So apat siyang side. So let's draw something like apat yung side. Again, hindi siya in scale. Basta ma-represent lang muna natin siya. 175, medyo maliit. Tapos 234, mas hahaba ng konti. 295, mas mahaba pa yan. And 415, mas mahaba. Kunwari. So, let's name this 175, 234, 295, 415. Okay. The angle between the sides of length 234 and 295 measures 137. So, this is 234 and 295. Yung angle sa gitna daw is 137.1 degrees. 0.1 degrees. Now, the question, what is the measure of the angle opposite this angle? So, opposite this angle is this angle. So, ito po yung hinahanap niya. So, how do we solve that? Basically, pwede tayong makabuo ng dalawang triangles dito, hahatiin lang natin to, 'di ba? 'Yon. So pag hinatin yan, we have two triangles. Now what I will do is to solve ko muna yung side na to. Kasi kapag na-solve ko yung side na to, I will have side. Also sa kabila, I also have side. I can use the law of cosine para makuha to, 'di ba? That's the SSS case. So to do that, I will solve first for this angle. So, to do that, isi-set ko muna yung mga ABC ko para hindi ako malito. So, I'll set this as A. So, this is angle A. I will set this as B and C. So, this is side B. This is also side C. Alright? So, solving that, I will use law of cosines. Law of cosines, since yung hinahanap ko is A, so I will use A squared. I will use A squared is equals to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine of A. So, A squared yung hinahanap ko. Ibig sabihin, that would be the square root of B squared. What's B squared? That's 295 squared plus C is 234 squared minus 2 times B is 295 times C is 234. Cosine A is 137.1. Use your calculator. The value of that would be equal to 492.6 something 86 like that. So let's just round that off into 492.86. Alright. So next thing to do here, guys, is ngayon, solve naman natin tong kabila. So let's again name that as A, angle A. So let's solve for angle A. Pero ngayon, yung gamitin natin, yung hinahanap naman natin ngayon is angle A, hindi na side A. So to solve that, we manipulate the formula para A yung mahanap. So that would be equal to 2BC cosine A is equals to B squared plus C squared minus A squared. So, transpose natin yung B squared sa kabila. 2BC, I should say. So that's cosine A is equals to B squared plus C squared minus A squared over 2BC. So, ibig sabihin, this would be equal to the cosine of negative 1 of this term. Alright? Okay, substitute na yung mga values. That's A cosine negative 1. B squared is 295. Ay, joke lang. B squared ngayon, yung B naman natin is ito naman yung bagong B, ito naman yung bagong C. So, B squared natin is 175 squared plus C squared, that's 415 squared minus A squared, yun na yung na-solve natin, that's 492.86 squared over 2BC, that's 2 times B, which is 175 times 415 sa value of C. So, solve natin to. Let's use our calculator. That would be shift sine. Joke lang, shift cos. So, my final angle A would be equal to 106.01. Okay, guys? So, approximately the value of my angle here is equals to A is equals to 106.01, or let's just say that A is equals to 106 degrees. That's the angle opposite of this. Alright? So, next problem. So, simplify sine x plus 60 minus cosine x plus 30. So, basically, guys, this is sum and difference identities. Bago natin nga, yan, mas mabuting isulat muna natin kung ano yung sum identity ng sine and sum identity ng cosine. So, when we have sine A plus B, that is equals to sine A cosine B plus sine B cosine A. So if we have cosine A plus B, that would be equal to, magkasama yung mga cosine, cosine A times cosine B, minus to kasi plus dyan, magbabaliktad kapag cosine. Kapag sine identity plus plus, kapag cosine identity, magka-opposite yung mga sign. So, next here would be equal to sine A times sine B. Alright, so let's evaluate now this. Sine x plus 60, so substitute natin dito. That would be equal to, A natin is x, so sine x cosine of 60 plus sine B, which is sine 60 cosine x. So, evaluate muna natin to bago tayo mag-proceed dito para hindi magkagulo-gulo. Okay, so, kapag na-memorize nyo yung unit circle, mas madali na lang to. Pero pag hindi, you can draw the Cartesian plane and evaluate nyo itong sine 60 degrees. So, 60 degrees, andito yan. This is 60 degrees. Ibig sabihin, the remaining angle here is 30-degree angle. So, sine 60, this is, wait pala, let's input the values. That's square root of 3, that's 1, that's 2. Sine 60 degrees is, no wait, sine x is just sine x. Cosine 60 is adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent 60 is 1, hypotenuse is 2, so that's 1/2. Plus, sine 60 is, opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite of 60 is square root of 3. Hypotenuse is 2. So that's square root of 3 over 2 cosine x. So we can simplify that. That would be equal to sine x over 2 plus square root of 3 cosine x over 2. Or let's make it into one term. Sine x plus square root of 3 cosine x over 2. Next, evaluate naman natin tong cosine. So, that would be minus cosine nito. Cosine A is x. That would be cosine x times cosine B, that's cosine 30 degrees, minus sine A, that's equals to sine X. Sine B is sine 30 degrees. So let's draw again the Cartesian plane. 30 degrees is along this line. This is 60. So ito, 1, that's the square root of 3, that's 2. Alright, so cosine X is simply cosine of X. Cosine of 30 is adjacent over hypotenuse. Okay, so adjacent to 30 is square root of 3. Square root of 3 and hypotenuse is 2. So this is square root of 3 over 2 minus sine X. We cannot do something with that. Sine 30 degrees is opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite of 30 is 1. Hypotenuse is 2. So let's simplify it. So that would be square root of 3 cosine X over 2 minus sine of X over 2. And again, we make them into one term. So that would be equal to 2 square root of 3 cosine X minus sine X. Alright. So ito guys, that's subtraction, di ba? Yung sign natin doon. So minus, i-distribute natin yung subtraction dito. Ito, magiging plus. So, bale, yung buo dyan would be 2. That would be equal to sine X plus square root of 3 cosine X minus square root of 3 cosine X plus sine X. Okay. Ngayon, let's add like terms. Ito, magka-cancel yung square root of 3 cosine X tsaka ito kasi that's negative ito plus positive is 0. Ang matitira na lang is yung ito. Sine of X plus sine of X is 2 sine of X over 2. Pero meron tayong dalawang 2, magka-cancel yan. Ibig sabihin, sine of X is the simplified version. So, yung sagot dito is equal to sine of X. Alright? Next problem. The sum identity of cosine, that's when we have cosine A plus B, that's equals to cosine A times cosine B minus sine A sine B. The same way goes. Cosine of A minus B, babalik rin lang natin, magiging plus lang yun. So that's cos A cos B plus sine A sine B. Alright, so dito na tayo. Let's evaluate this x and y, yung magiging value ng a and b natin. So, that would be equal to cosine x cosine y minus sine x sine y. Ito, imumultiply natin siya sa value nito. So, that's equals to cosine x cosine y minus, plus na pala yan kasi plus yon, sine x sine y. Alright. So, next thing to do here, guys, kung mapapansin nyo, it's difference of two squares, diba? Negative, negative, ito, same yung mga to. So, we will simplify it using difference of two squares. So, this would become cosine i-square natin to, and i-square din natin to. So, kapag i-square natin yan, yung magiging result yan would be equal to cosine squared x cosine y squared of y minus sine squared of x and sine squared of y. To do here, guys, kung mapapansin nyo, ang nire-result natin ay dapat yung maiwan is cosine squared of x minus sine squared of y. So, ito yon. Ito lang dapat yung maiwan tsaka yung sine squared of y. So, basically, dapat may gawin tayo sa dalawa na to para maging equal siya sa 1 or 0 para ito lang yung matira. So, yung gagawin ko dyan, papalitan ko sila with their identity using the Pythagorean identity. So, doing that, that's still cosine squared of x. Cosine squared of y is equal yan, guys, sa 1 minus sine squared of y. Also, ito, yung sine na yan is equal sa 1 minus cosine squared of x. Dito, multiplied yan sa sine squared of y. So, i-distribute ko siya. So, yan, magiging cosine squared of x minus cosine squared of x. I-distribute ko yung negative sign dyan. Ibig sabihin, yung sign nito, magiging negative yan. Ito, magiging positive. So, doing that, makikita nyo, pwede akong mag-cancel. Ito, that's negative cosine squared sine squared y is the same dito. Negative lang to, positive. Ibig sabihin, pwede ko yung makancel. So, yung maiwan na lang is cosine squared of x minus sine squared of y. And basically, guys, tantananan, proven. Na-prove natin na this is equal to this. Alright? Next, another proving problem. Okay, so for this problem, the first thing I did was to convert everything to sine and cosine, and I derived with the right answer, but it was too long. And then, until napansin ko na yung mga denominators pala is a perfect square. So, what I did was to i-combine ko na lang tong two terms. So, what I need to do, first, to get the LCD, multiply the denominators. And since the difference of 2 square, square the first term, that's cosecant squared theta minus 1 times 1 is 1. Then, cross multiply, that would be equal to cosecant squared theta plus cosecant theta plus, dito naman, cross multiply, that will be equal to cosecant squared theta minus cosecant theta. And dito, pwede kong makancel yung cosecant theta at negative cosecant theta. Yung natira na lang dito, guys, is ito, 2 cosecant squared theta over cosecant squared theta minus 1. Okay, so paano ko siya gagawing secant? Ano yung pwede ko pang simplify dito? So that's 2 cosecant squared theta. Itong denominator natin, guys, napapansin nyo ba? This is another identity equal to cotangent squared theta, di ba? So I will replace that into cotangent squared theta. Simplify ko tong cosecant ko naman to. I know that cosecant is equal to the reciprocal, which is 1 over sine squared theta. And cotangent is cosine squared theta over sine squared theta. So, pwede kong makancel yung sine na to, yung sine. So, yung matitira na lang, guys, is 2 over cosine squared theta. And 2 cosine squared theta is equal yan sa reciprocal niya, which is 2 secant squared theta. So, na-prove natin na ito, this is equal to this. Alright, next. Alright, guys, for this problem number 9, this tangent 4 theta is equals to this value. Okay, kung mapapansin natin, hindi siya double theta because nasa 4 siya, di ba? Pero pwede natin siyang i-breakdown, gawin natin siyang sum identity ng tangent para masimplify natin siya. So, basically, gagawin ko yung tangent double theta plus double theta. So, magiging sum identity muna siya. So, isusulat muna natin sa sum identity. Take note that when we have tan A plus B, that's equal, guys, sa tangent A plus tangent B over yan. Tangent B, sorry, guys. Oops. Over yan, guys, sa 1 minus tangent A times tangent B. Alright, so isubstitute natin yung mga values dyan. This would be tangent double theta plus tangent double theta over 1 minus tangent double theta times tangent double theta. Palitan natin yung values ng tangent double theta because identity yan, di ba? We know that the tangent double theta, guys, sa ating identity, that's equal to 2 tangent theta over 1 minus tangent squared theta. So, ipapalit ko yan sa mga values dyan. So, doing that, I would have 2 tangent theta over 1 minus tangent squared theta. So, I would fast forward it kasi matagal to. Okay, guys, I'm back. So, what we need to do here is to simplify terms, alright? So, simplifying that, itong dalawa, ipag-add natin yan. So, since they have the same denominator, we'll just copy that. 1 minus tangent squared theta. Okay, take note yung numerator nila, guys. That's 2 tangent theta plus 2 tangent theta. That would be equal to 4 tangent theta. Okay, dito tayo sa denominator. Pag-multiply natin itong dalawa. Multiplying those, that would be equal to 4. That would be equal already to 4 tangent squared theta over Itong dalawang to, ifo-foil natin yan. That's 1 minus 2 tangent squared theta. Negative times negative would be equal to plus tangent raised to 4 theta. Okay, so after nating nakuha to, simplify natin yan. Itong denominator natin. So, copyhin lang natin itong numerator muna as of now. That's 4 tangent theta over 1 minus tangent squared theta. Over natin yan. Dito, multiplying that, we will get the LCD. This is the LCD because that's denominator times denominator. 1 minus 2 tangent squared theta plus tangent raised to 4 theta. Cross multiply, that would be equal to 1 minus 2 tangent squared theta plus tangent raised to 4 theta minus 4 tangent raised to squared theta. This is just cross multiplying this. Alright. So let's find space. Let's simplify this further. Simplifying this, itong numerator natin, that will stay the same. 4 tangent theta over 1 minus tangent squared theta. Itong numerator natin may mga like terms. Ito and ito. So we can simplify that. 1 minus 6 tangent squared theta because negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6 plus tangent 4 raised to 4 theta over sa ating denominator. Okay. Take note, yung denominator ng numerator natin is 1 plus tangent squared theta. And dito ay trinomial. Pero itong trinomial, pwede pa natin yung ma-factor out. Kasi paano ba natin nakuha yung trinomial na to? Nakuha natin yan by multiplying yung dalawang to. When we FOIL that out, naging ganito na yung value niya. So, ibig sabihin, pwede natin itong i-factor. Bakit natin fina-factor? Para makapag-cancel tayo. Kaya factoring this out, that would be equal to 1 minus tangent squared theta times 1 minus tangent squared theta. So, yan. Pwede natin yung makancel. Yun, na-cancel na natin yan. So, since na-cancel na natin yan, we can simplify it further. Ito, ngayon, yung nasa denominator ko, dadalhin ko siya sa numerator para maging simpler siya. So, that's 4 tangent theta. Ito, dadalhin ko sa numerator. Ibig sabihin, marireciprocal siya. So, that would be equal to 1 minus tangent squared theta, joke lang, theta, over 1 minus 6 tangent squared theta plus tangent raised to 4 theta. Okay guys, so pag sinimplify natin yan, dalhin natin yan sa taas. Dalhin mo natin yan sa taas. I-rewrite natin yan. Ibig sabihin, ang sagot niyan ngayon is 4 tangent of theta multiplied to 1 minus tangent squared theta over 1 minus 6 tangent squared theta plus tangent raised to 4 theta. So, basically, end of proof. Kasi, yan ay equal sa dito. Ito yung pinoprove natin, di ba? Ito, 4 tangent theta minus times 1, dapat yan ay equal sa dito, which is true. Alright? So, guys, it would be, may mga, sa proving identities, meron talagang mga proving na maikli, meron talagang mga proving na mahaba yung sagot. So, it really needs patience and determination. Wow. So, yeah, that's it. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Good luck sa exams mga pare ko. Let's claim it. This midterms, papasa tayong lahat. Alright? That's it. If you have some questions, comment it down below and tatry natin yung sagutan. Happy reviewing, guys. Bye-bye, mga pare ko.